stories and comment below which star surprised you the most. Now let's move on to the first story together. Lisa Rinna, the vibrant Hollywood star known for her roles in Days of Our Lives, Melrose Place, and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has always been candid about her pursuit of beauty in the demanding entertainment industry. In her early 20s, inspired by Barbara Hershey's full lips in the movie Beaches, she and a friend decided to get silicone injections in her upper lip. At first, the results felt empowering and became part of her signature look throughout much of her career. However, over time, the permanent silicone led to complications as it migrated and created hard, bumpy scar tissue. Lisa later underwent surgery to remove as much as possible around 2010. She also experimented with other procedures like Botox and dermal fillers. In 2009, she openly shared her regret over overdoing Juvederm injections in her cheeks, admitting that it altered her appearance in a way that made her feel she no longer looked like herself and that she had gone too far. Years later, in 2024, Lisa tried a new skin booster called Skin Vive in her cheeks before a red carpet event, hoping for a natural glow. Unexpectedly, it caused significant swelling, and combined with recent Botox for her jaw, it resulted in an unnatural look that drew widespread public criticism. She found the experience humiliating but acted quickly to dissolve the filler, stating publicly that Skin Vive was not for everyone and it was not good for her. Reflecting in her memoir, You Better Believe I'm Gonna Talk About It, Lisa shares these stories with honesty and resilience. She emphasizes that while some cosmetic treatments work wonderfully, others do not, and there is no such thing as perfection. Her key lesson is that chasing an ideal image driven by insecurity can lead to dissatisfaction. Instead, she advocates for moderation, self-acceptance, and embracing one's natural beauty as we age. Less is often more. Joan Van Ark rose to stardom in the 1980s with her unforgettable role as Valene Ewing in the hit series Knots Landing. Celebrated for her natural beauty, lively eyes, and warm personality, she delivered performances full of emotion that connected with audiences for over a decade. Her character became one of television's most beloved figures during the golden age of primetime soaps. As she aged and encountered Hollywood's demanding expectations to look young, Joan made the personal choice to pursue cosmetic procedures, including facelifts and injectable treatments. She hoped these would help her feel confident and sustain her acting career in an industry that often favors youth. The results of these multiple procedures gradually transformed her appearance in noticeable ways, drawing public attention and mixed reactions from fans and media over the years. Some noted that the changes altered her familiar features, which occasionally limited the variety of roles available to her later on. In recent years, while discussing industry pressures on her podcast with former co-stars Donna Mills and Michelle Lee, Joan has touched on the topic of beauty and aging. Her experience highlights a meaningful lesson: the importance of moderation in cosmetic choices, the power of self-acceptance, and the beauty that comes from embracing one's natural evolution with dignity and inner strength. As a trailblazing rap icon, Lil Kim faced intense scrutiny regarding her appearance from the moment she entered the music industry. Deep-seated insecurities stemming from past toxic relationships and harsh public criticism deeply affected her self-worth. This emotional pain drove her toward extensive surgical alterations to completely change her look. Years of continuous procedures, including major facial reconstructions, drastically altered her natural features beyond recognition. What began as an attempt to find confidence quickly spiraled into a painful cycle of seeking validation through physical changes. The dramatic shift in her appearance shocked fans and overshadowed her musical legacy. Her journey highlights how unresolved emotional trauma cannot be fixed by cosmetic enhancements. It serves as a profound reminder that building genuine self-esteem requires internal healing rather than physical modifications. We must learn to value our authentic selves and reject toxic standards that demand we erase our inherent natural identities. What are your thoughts on the message of self-love from Lil Kim's story? Leave a comment to share your perspective and subscribe to the channel for more discussions. Thrust into the unforgiving fashion spotlight following a sudden family tragedy, Donatella Versace faced unimaginable pressure to sustain a global empire. Struggling with immense grief and intense public scrutiny, she sought refuge in extensive cosmetic alterations. Her reliance on heavy fillers and constant structural facial adjustments gradually created a stark and unnatural appearance. The extreme measures she took to project an image of unyielding strength ultimately resulted in a rigid mask that distracted from her immense design talent. This transformation became a relentless subject of harsh media debate. Her profound journey reveals that burying emotional trauma beneath artificial enhancements only deepens internal pain. It provides a powerful lesson that genuine resilience is built through confronting vulnerability rather than hiding behind a surgically constructed facade. We must recognize that our true worth lies in our actions and creative spirit. Melanie Griffith emerged as a Hollywood sensation in the late 1980s, captivating audiences with her Oscar-nominated performance in Working Girl and her effortless natural beauty that radiated confidence and charm. Known for her roles in films that celebrated strong, relatable women, she built a career on talent and authenticity, becoming an icon whose genuine smile and vibrant spirit won over fans across generations. Facing the relentless demands of an industry obsessed with youth, Melanie opted for cosmetic enhancements, including surgeries from over 20 years earlier and subsequent injectable treatments. She hoped these choices would help preserve her on-screen allure and boost her self-assurance amid evolving beauty standards that pressured many actresses. Yet the procedures accumulated and transformed her appearance more noticeably than anticipated, prompting public scrutiny and comments that left her deeply hurt. It was only then that she recognized the overdone results, leading her to consult another specialist who dissolved the problematic fillers in an effort to restore a more natural look. Reflecting honestly in a 2017 interview, Melanie admitted her regrets and expressed relief in hoping she now appeared more normal. Her story imparts an inspiring lesson about the value of moderation in personal choices, the strength found in self-acceptance, and how embracing one's authentic self ultimately fosters greater happiness than striving for an unattainable ideal of perfection. Growing up in the overwhelming shadow of a legendary musical dynasty, Latoya Jackson endured unimaginable pressure to conform to a manufactured family image. Stripped of her personal agency by a highly controlling environment and toxic relationships, she lost control over her own life and was coerced into making drastic physical alterations. Multiple invasive rhinoplasties and facial reconstructions eventually erased her natural features and resulted in a severely compromised nasal structure. The extreme modifications caused breathing difficulties and left her with a hauntingly unnatural appearance that drew harsh public mockery instead of the acceptance she desperately craved. Her heartbreaking ordeal stands as a stark warning about the devastating consequences of allowing others to dictate your physical identity. She ultimately realized that enduring painful surgeries to appease toxic individuals only leads to profound regret. We must fiercely protect our autonomy and refuse to alter our bodies for someone else. Share your thoughts on Latoya Jackson's journey and the power of protecting your own autonomy in the comments. Like if it resonated, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more empowering stories. Brigitte Nielsen exploded onto the global stage in the 1980s as a Danish model-turned-actress, captivating audiences with her towering stature, piercing eyes, and powerful screen presence in blockbuster hits like Rocky IV and Red Sonja. Her natural beauty and bold, unapologetic style made her a symbol of strength and glamour in an era when women in action films were often overlooked, earning her a dedicated fan base worldwide. Later in life, facing the Hollywood spotlight's harsh focus on youth, Brigitte made the bold decision to undergo extensive cosmetic procedures in 2008. She allowed cameras to follow her through a facelift, eye lift, liposuction, and breast surgery on a German reality show, hoping the changes would help her feel renewed and confident as she moved through midlife. The dramatic transformations drew intense public attention and mixed reactions over the years. Yet Brigitte has remained outspoken about her choices. Now in her 60s, she openly enjoys maintenance treatments like Botox, while declaring she feels happier and more comfortable in her skin than ever. Her journey teaches a clear lesson. Cosmetic procedures can be personal tools for empowerment, but true fulfillment comes from moderation, inner strength, and embracing yourself fully at every age. Desperate to preserve her iconic beauty, Suzanne Somers sought to continuously combat natural aging. She relied heavily on excessive facial fillers and cosmetic treatments to freeze time. This relentless drive to remain forever young pushed her into a cycle of unnatural physical alterations that ultimately erased her highly recognizable features. Her heavily altered appearance sparked widespread public backlash and deep personal regret. She realized that obsessively chasing artificial youth had completely overshadowed her authentic self. Her journey offers a vital lesson that true vitality requires accepting the aging process rather than constantly destroying your inherent natural beauty. Goldie Hawn burst into Hollywood in the late 1960s with her signature bubbly laugh, golden hair, and radiant natural beauty that lit up the screen in films like Cactus Flower, for which she won an Oscar, and the iconic Private Benjamin. Her genuine charm and joyful spirit made her one of the most beloved actresses of her generation, proving that authenticity and inner light could captivate audiences far more than any polished image ever could. As decades in the spotlight brought the inevitable pressures of an industry fixated on youth, Goldie quietly explored personal choices to maintain her confidence, including one minor cosmetic procedure she acknowledged long ago and a lifestyle centered on wellness. She has always described enhancements as deeply individual decisions, never something to hide or regret, but simply a way to feel good while pairing them with daily exercise, healthy juices, meditation, and a positive mindset that keeps her glowing from within. Even as recent public appearances sparked curiosity and speculation about her evolving appearance, Goldie remains steadfast in her message of mindful aging. Her journey beautifully illustrates a powerful lesson. True beauty is not about fighting time, but about embracing every stage with grace, choosing what feels right personally, and remembering that the most radiant glow comes from self-love, inner peace, and living fully, rather than striving for an impossible ideal of perfection. Do you agree with Goldie Hawn's perspective on mindful aging? Leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more discussions. Unlike many tragic cases, Dolly Parton never ruined her face or harbored deep regret about her surgeries. She viewed enhancements as simple tools for upkeep. She embraced minor tweaks while strictly avoiding drastic structural alterations. This careful moderation prevented the destruction of her natural features. She maintained absolute control. Her journey contrasts with stars who fell victim to excessive modification. By prioritizing strict moderation, she navigated an unforgiving industry. She faced minor setbacks but never lost her recognizable identity. Her reality teaches a vital lesson about aesthetic intervention. Avoiding regret requires extreme caution and personal ownership. Linda Evangelista rose to international fame in the 1990s as one of the most influential supermodels, celebrated for her versatile looks, sharp cheekbones, and commanding presence that helped shape the golden era of fashion. Her natural beauty and professional excellence earned her the title of the Muse and made her a household name around the world, inspiring countless women with her confidence and elegance on and off the runway. In pursuit of maintaining her silhouette as she aged, Linda chose to undergo cool sculpting, a non-invasive fat reduction treatment. Tragically, she developed the rare side effect called Paradoxical Adipose Hyperplasia, causing the fat in treated areas to harden and expand dramatically instead of disappearing. The unexpected outcome left her feeling brutally disfigured, leading to years of hiding from the public and emotional distress. She later spoke openly about her deep regret, emphasizing how the experience taught her the critical importance of self-love and accepting one's natural changes with grace, rather than risking unknown complications in the search for an ideal body. Katie Price first captured the nation's attention in the late 1990s as the bold glamour model known as Jordan. With her striking natural features, curvaceous figure, and fearless confidence, she became a tabloid sensation and reality television star whose unfiltered personality and entrepreneurial drive turned her into one of Britain's most recognizable celebrities. From page-3 modeling to best-selling books and hit TV shows, she built an empire celebrating bold self-expression and resilience. Over the following decades, Katie underwent dozens of cosmetic procedures, including more than 16 breast augmentations, multiple facelifts, lip fillers, Botox, and other enhancements, often driven by body dysmorphia and a desire to feel worthy. She has candidly admitted in interviews that she sometimes went too far, looking in the mirror and seeing a distorted reflection she described as alien-like or unnatural. Her honest journey teaches a powerful lesson. Chasing endless perfection through surgery can deepen insecurity, while true confidence blooms from moderation, self-acceptance, and embracing one's authentic self with kindness and grace. Share your thoughts on Katie Price's journey and the power of true self-acceptance over chasing perfection in the comments. Like if it resonated, subscribe and turn on notifications for more honest stories of authenticity. Once hailed as a mesmerizing cinematic heartthrob, Mickey Rourke abandoned his thriving acting career to pursue professional boxing. Severe ring injuries shattered his facial structure, prompting him to seek reconstructive surgery. Unfortunately, he entrusted the wrong medical professional to rebuild his shattered cheekbones and repeatedly broken nose. The botched operation severely distorted his handsome features and left him with a hardened, unrecognizable visage that stalled his career. He openly mourns the tragic loss of his original face due to surgical incompetence. His harrowing ordeal teaches a critical lesson that we must carefully evaluate medical interventions to avoid permanent ruin. Amanda Lepore rose to fame in the 1990s New York nightlife scene as a transgender model, singer, and performance artist. With her larger-than-life personality and glamorous style, she became a favorite muse for famous photographers and an icon of bold self-expression in the club and fashion world, captivating audiences with her unapologetic confidence. Determined to achieve her dream of looking like a living doll, Amanda underwent an extraordinary number of cosmetic procedures over decades, including repeated breast augmentations, dozens of lip injections, nose jobs, cheek implants, forehead lifts, hairline lowering, and even rib reshaping surgery. These extensive changes dramatically transformed her face and body into an exaggerated hyper-feminine form. Despite frequent public scrutiny and comments about her extreme appearance, Amanda has always spoken proudly of her transformations and expressed no regret. She considers her heavily modified body a personal masterpiece. Her story teaches an important lesson about the courage to live authentically, the power of self-creation, and the need for careful thought and moderation when making permanent changes to one's appearance. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the personal journeys of Hollywood stars who faced unexpected consequences from their pursuit of perfection. These stories remind us that while cosmetic choices are deeply personal, the most powerful beauty often comes from within, through self-acceptance, moderation, and embracing our natural evolution with confidence and grace. Remember, every experience shared here is compiled from public interviews and reports, so please view them with thoughtful consideration. If these real stories moved you or made you reflect on self-love, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. Drop a comment below and tell us which celebrity's story surprised you the most or what lesson you'll take away. We read every single one. See you in the next video. Stay beautiful, stay true to yourself. Welcome to the channel. Hollywood shines with glamour, but behind the bright smiles and dazzling red carpets lie secret stories that the cameras rarely reveal. We're talking about the true cost of perfection. Have you ever wondered what drove famous stars to go as far as undergoing 10 surgeries in a single day like Heidi Montag? Or what kind of tragic event caused a former beauty queen like Julia Tarasevich to disappear from the public eye after a failed cosmetic procedure? In today's video, we will uncover the most unbelievable transformation journeys, from the extreme obsession with aesthetics of legend Pete Burns to the reckless decision of April Michelle Brown, who risked her health to achieve the perfect curves. These stories are not only shocking, but also serve as profound warnings about pursuing beauty at any cost. Please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment about the most shocking story to you, and don't forget to like this video to support us. Pete Burns, the bold and unforgettable lead singer of the 1980s new wave band, Dead or Alive, became a renowned icon not only for the timeless hit You Spin Me Round Like a Record, but also for his dramatic transformation through cosmetic surgery. This journey, which he embarked upon, became an inseparable part of his personal identity. It became as famous as his music reflecting a powerful desire to reshape himself in the eyes of the public. At first, Pete's cosmetic journey began with a simple nose surgery, a fairly common procedure often accepted within the artistic community, from the confident woman she once was. Even worse, the horrific complications caused irreversible damage to her optic nerve. The consequence of this illegal injection was that Carol went permanently blind in one eye, a price too high and unimaginable for the pursuit of beauty. Numerous corrective surgeries and follow-up procedures were performed, but they only worsened her disfigurement and the infections. This tragedy plunged Carol into years of relentless physical pain and profound emotional isolation from society and her friends. During her darkest period, Carol completely withdrew from society, living in seclusion and finding solace and strength only in the unwavering support of her daughter. By 2013, in a final attempt, she sought out real specialists and underwent a series of complex reconstructive surgeries, including skin grafts and partial face transplants. Although these medical efforts significantly improved her quality of life, they still couldn't fully restore the face or vision she had lost. Now in her late 50s, Carol Bryan courageously faces the long-term and permanent effects of those disastrous cosmetic surgeries, but she has chosen to openly share her story. Her tale serves as a serious reminder of the real risks and hidden dangers behind unsafe cosmetic procedures. It underscores the vital importance of thorough research, seeking reputable licensed professionals, and exercising extreme caution before making any decision to alter one's appearance. Lies a fascinating story of transformation and a lifelong pursuit of beauty. She has used aesthetics not only to combat the passage of time, but also to strengthen and define her unique personal identity. Donatella's passion for aesthetics and shaping her personal image began early in her life. At just 11 years old, encouraged by her genius older brother, Gianni Donatella dyed her hair a lighter color, a simple yet symbolic act. This was a small but significant step, marking the beginning of her relentless journey to define her style and identity. She realized that appearance is a powerful tool for expressing personality. Over the years, Donatella has openly experimented with and utilized various cosmetic procedures, from dermal fillers and Botox, to maintain her youthful appearance. She has also embraced advanced laser therapies, with each procedure playing a crucial role in shaping her instantly recognizable and distinctive look. The combination of these methods has created a striking image that has become synonymous with the Versace brand. Although her physical transformation has attracted both criticism and endless curiosity from the public, Donatella has always maintained an unapologetic confidence. For her, beauty is not about conforming to conventional standards or universal definitions of naturalness. Instead, beauty is absolute freedom, the freedom to shape, redefine, and express oneself without having to apologize to anyone. In a notable interview, posed the immense physical and emotional toll that extreme cosmetic choices had caused her over the years. Today, Heidi Montag has turned to her famous platform to advocate for self-acceptance and natural beauty. She encourages everyone to appreciate their bodies and resist the relentless pressure of unrealistic beauty standards from Hollywood. Her journey is not just a story of a dramatic physical transformation, but also a crucial reminder about the importance of self-love, body respect, and the strength needed to overcome past mistakes. Dennis Avner, globally known by his nickname Stalking Cat, lived an extraordinary and controversial life, representing the most extreme boundaries of body modification. He was originally a talented Navy veteran and computer programmer from Michigan, USA. His life took a completely different turn in his 20s when he began exploring and learning about his Native American heritage. This exploration sparked a deep desire for transformation, setting the stage for body modification decisions that would define the rest of his life. The major turning point came when Dennis was encouraged by a spiritual teacher to embrace his inner self, leading him to adopt what he describes as the spirit of a cat. This lifelong transformation journey began relatively simply with intricate tattoos, mimicking tiger stripes across his body. However, it wasn't long before his desire to fully embody the feline spirit drove him to undergo much bolder cosmetic interventions, pushing far beyond the realm of conventionally arched and higher than before, leading to guesses that he may have undergone a brow lift to achieve a more youthful and alert appearance. Additionally, his once angular face now appears suspiciously fuller in the cheek area. This change has sparked theories about the use of dermal fillers to restore volume or even cheek implants. Even Carrot Top's skin became a hot topic of discussion among the public and experts. His skin appeared unusually smooth and even-toned for someone who had spent so many years under the stage lights. This led to speculation that he may have undergone intensive skincare treatments, including Botox injections to dramatically reduce wrinkles. His followers and the media constantly dissected every detail of his face, searching for evidence of cosmetic surgery or expensive laser therapies. Despite facing a constant wave of rumors and detailed analyses, Carrot Top has consistently denied any cosmetic interventions. He has always asserted that the changes in his appearance, particularly his significant muscle development, are a direct result of his disciplined lifestyle and intense bodybuilding routine. He has made the gym a central part of his daily schedule. This denial seeks to steer public attention toward his personal efforts rather than doubts about artificial alterations. With his sharp wit and natural sense of humor, Carrot Top has used the very rumors about cosmetic surgery as material for his stand-up routines. He jokingly once said that if he had indeed undergone plastic surgery, he would have chosen a different doctor to achieve a better-looking result. His story is a clear illustration of Hollywood's obsession with appearance. It shows that any significant change in a star's look is immediately dissected by the public and media, often labeled as surgery. So we've witnessed these incredible and heartbreaking stories about the cost of beauty in the entertainment industry. Perfection is often a dangerous illusion. The most important things are health, safety, and learning to love yourself. Always do thorough research before making any decisions about altering your body. Which story do you think serves as the greatest cautionary lesson? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts on the pressure of appearance in the world of celebrities. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next exciting videos. Hollywood, the land of perfect smiles, flawless faces, and endless glamour, until the surgeon's knife slips. Behind the red carpets and the retouched selfies are some of the most horrific plastic surgery disasters that have turned A-listers into expensive cautionary tales overnight. From swollen lips that never deflate faces frozen in a state of eternal surprise to rejuvenation procedures that make everyone who sees them recoil, these 10 cases today will leave you slack-jawed shuddering and maybe canceling your filler appointment immediately. Do you think some of the stars on this list still look better after surgery? Comment 1 if you agree, 0 If you disagree, I read every single comment. Enjoy the video, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit subscribe to support the channel. Now let's explore these shocking stories together. Lin May, whose real name is Lilia Guadalupe Moya, was once one of the brightest entertainment stars of Mexico's golden age. Rising to prominence in the 1970s, she captivated audiences across Latin America with her charm, elegant style, and natural beauty, which helped her become one of the most beloved dancers and actresses for decades. Her fame stemmed not only from her talent, but also from the image of a beauty goddess she had cultivated in the public eye. However, as time passed, the pressure to maintain youthful beauty intensified, and like many older artists, Lin May also faced a critical juncture in her life, but also for the way she maintained a life of power and luxury. However, like many other public figures over time, she began to feel the inevitable pressures from bodily changes and age, something many in the showbiz world silently confront. As Michaela entered her middle age, the fear of aging grew. This is understandable in a world where beauty is always judged by youthfulness, freshness, and perpetual youth. In an effort to preserve her appearance, Michaela decided to seek aesthetic procedures, hoping to maintain her youth and charm. She started with collagen injections in her lips, a gentle and minimally invasive method. Initially, they were just small interventions to smooth out a few wrinkles or age-related imperfections. But gradually, these minor procedures became a series of repetitive processes, turning into a part of her life. Michaela did not just make minor changes, but gradually went further with plastic surgeries that were fundamentally transformative to her entire appearance. Each surgery gave her the feeling of moving closer to the goal of preserving youthful beauty, but it also increased her insecurity and the pressure from a society that constantly expects perfection and continuous renewal. She began to feel that her beauty could only be maintained through incessant cosmetic overhauls, and this turned into a never-ending journey, chasing a perfect image imposed by society rather than being an expression. The feelings of loneliness and despair deepened to the point that in her darkest moments, Carol even contemplated ending her life. The physical pain and the alteration of her appearance had become too much for a woman who was once confident in her beauty to bear. However, by 2013, when all hope seemed to be lost, Carol found a glimmer of light. A craniofacial surgeon agreed to perform reconstructive surgery to repair the complications caused by the previous procedures. Despite being terrified, Carol decided to accept, hoping this would be her last chance to reclaim her original appearance. However, the price she had to pay for that hope was immense. The reconstructive surgery damaged a visual nerve, causing Carol to completely lose sight in one eye. Despite efforts to find recovery, these injuries severely impacted her quality of life. In the following years, Carol continued to undergo numerous surgeries, skin grafts, and other therapeutic procedures in an attempt to restore what was lost. But the physical and emotional consequences will be something she must live with for the rest of her life. Now in her late 50s, Carol has decided to share her story with the public, not just to seek empathy, but also to warn others about the potential risks involved in cosmetic procedures. Carol has gone through an excruciating process both physically and emotionally. She has paid a very heavy price for her decision to change her appearance. Carol's story is a profound reminder to listen to your body and think very carefully before making decisions. The story highlighted both the allure and the potential consequences of a world increasingly obsessed with cosmetic alterations. Tara's story makes people reflect on the meaning of constantly changing one's appearance and whether we are seeking an ideal model imposed by society or truly trying to become the best version of ourselves. For Tara, beauty is not a fixed or immutable concept, but something constantly changing and flexible. She has no intention of stopping here, but continues to pursue new goals, including increasing her breast implants to 1,500 cc, a goal that many surgeons consider high risk and potentially detrimental to her health. Although doctors have warned her about the potential dangers of making this change, Tara remains determined to pursue it, believing that this alteration will only reinforce her resolve and desire to express herself in her own way. For some, Tara's journey of transformation may be seen as extreme or incomprehensible. But for her, it is a way of expressing herself and pushing personal boundaries. Tara views altering her appearance not just as a beauty treatment, but as a spiritual expression, a way for her to assert her right to live life as she chooses, unfettered by social norms. The image reflected in the mirror is sometimes not just a changed face, but also a reflection of the profound spiritual changes we pursue in our effort to become a new person. Altering one's appearance can be a powerful tool for expressing personality and individual identity, but it can also lead to complex thoughts and feelings about self-worth and acceptance. Tara or prejudices. For him, every decision regarding his appearance was not just a physical alteration, but a way to assert his identity and push back all boundaries. With all his courage and determination, Burns spent the majority of his personal fortune investing in cosmetic procedures. However, one of the notable things is that despite facing serious health consequences, he continued without stopping. Even though many people looked at him and thought he was too extreme for Burns, this was an act of self-expression, a way to live authentically without fearing social judgment. In 2016, Pete Burns passed away at the age of 57 due to sudden cardiac arrest, bringing an end to a life full of upheaval and controversy. Although the press frequently focused on his constantly changing appearance throughout his career, the legacy Pete Burns left behind is not simply confined to his physical transformations. His story also contains deep reflections on identity, self-worth, and the emotional cost of attempting to express oneself to such an extreme. For the fans who still remember dancing to his music, Pete Burns remains an icon of an era where difference was celebrated rather than feared. Pete Burns' story is a lesson in self-acceptance, in living with freedom, in choices and actions despite the limitations society attempts to impose. He was not only a talented artist, but also a symbol of courage in living authentically. Dennis Avner, widely known by physical complications and continuous public scrutiny. For Dennis, it was an act of freedom and the right to be himself. His story poses an important question. Is changing one's appearance a way to live authentically, or are we seeking to escape the limitations and expectations of society? Ultimately, Dennis's journey challenges us to reevaluate the nature of self-expression and individual identity, even when that path is not always easy or accepted. Yulia Tarasevich, dubbed one of Russia's famous beauty queens, was once the ideal model for natural beauty and glamour. She used to be the image of grace and confidence, and Yulia's career was closely tied to her reputation in the beauty industry. However, the story of her quest for physical perfection delivers a cautionary message about the potential unforeseen dangers that many people face when undergoing cosmetic procedures. At the age of 43, Yulia decided to seek out an aesthetic clinic in Russia, hoping to refresh her appearance in a gentle and subtle way. She only wanted a slight lift, a method to help maintain her natural beauty, without visible signs of aging. She believed that simple procedures like a facelift, eyelid surgery, and slight liposuction would help her feel more confident as she entered a new age bracket. However, what Yulia could never have anticipated were the terrifying complications she would have to face after undergoing these procedures. Following the surgery, Yulia not only suffered severe facial swelling, but also had to very much